Hello everybody, once again I'm doing these retro CSS Battle daily challenges. These are daily challenges from August 2023. Here's the 18th, which is a triangle. It's a little irregular. The 19th, which is boxes inside boxes inside boxes, and at an angle. And then this one, which is a repeating circular gradient. So let's get to it. All right, fun one. I'm going to start with my bank template, but I feel inclined to use a conic gradient on this one. I don't know whether that's a mistake, but let's find out. So that's what a conic gradient. And I'm going to start with a from, and that's from 90 and 80 maybe degrees. So from 170 degrees, yellow, and then the purple. And that's what you get initially. I need to move the center of it, and I need to give it some scope. So let's say that's 45 degrees. That's probably too high. That might be right. I got to move the center of it. Now I do need to have that bottom part that I need to deal with, and I need to decide how I'm going to do that. So let's do that. So from at 60%, 30% is my guess. All right. So vertically we need to be higher. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just going to tweak these numbers. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 58, 59.5, and then a little higher up. Percentages might be the wrong way to do this. 20.5. How about 50 pixels? Okay. Okay, so let's decrease the from 169, 68, 67, 66, 65. Ooh, 65.5. That's close. And let's make that angle a little bigger. 46, 47. That is so close. That is close in many ways. And what if we do 0, 0, 100% wide and 200 pixels tall? 2, 10, 20, 40, 50. Okay. And somehow we might have lucked into it. Let's submit and see if we've got it. There's an awful lot of wiggle there. Can we get closer? We're at 99.9%. But already that's kind of neat that we can get that close. All right, so what do we need to do here? Let's change this number to be 210 pixels, 220, 30, 40, 41. How about 38? And that's about the same, 5. Oh, how about 50.5 pixels? So getting this right is very tricky, because what is that point? And pixel precise, we might be better off with a clip path, which is going to have a single number to deal with. I don't want to give up too soon, but okay. So that from and then 1, 2, 3. Let's try that. We're just going to try some numbers. 99.9. All right. Let's not do it that way. I know I was very excited to do it that way, but I just feel like we're going to be... I don't remember how I did this one. It didn't load for me. So is that 50 pixels? And then 40, 30. Okay, so let's... And let's make this taller. Okay, and then let's increase these margins from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then let's increase this margin too as well. 10. Okay, so now clip path polygon. Clip path polygon. And that's like 60%, 0, 100%, 100%, 0, 100%. Okay, so let's move that over. 70, 71, 72. It's close. All right, so we're going to submit. That's probably another 99.9%. So do we need to... Is that better? I don't know. How about... Two. Eight. Let's try that. Can we get it? That's 100%, and we're going to take it. We're get out, because that is clearly a tricky one. Very, very tricky to get right for various reasons. Because getting that angle right, you want to get the center of that. The top point has got to be precise. So that's a new high score. So I did better on this than I did in the past. I'm curious about what my old solutions were. Here's my first solution. Oh, and that is a clip path as well, but I just had more verbose code. All right, so I basically, that is the correct solution, and I got it. All right, that's great. That's fun. Next. Oh. This one, also with angles, also tricky, also fun. So in terms of approach, so let's start with the blank template again, and let's do a border. I mean, not that we have much choice. I would do a border, 20 pixels, solid yellow, I think. And we don't know yet what the height and width of that is, but I think that we're going to do aspect ratio 1. We're going to not do the middle, and we're going to transform, rotate. And actually, can we do rotate 45 degrees? Yes, we can. Okay, so, and I think in the past I've only done rotates using the transform, and you can do it just with rotate. I'm not sure what the browser coverage of that is, but it's something to be concerned about. Okay, 65, getting it right. Syntax changes. Okay, so 110, 120, 20. All right, so let's move those numbers over. 65. So let's get, that seems like we're in the right zone. So we need to be going down a little bit more. $70. That seems right. Oh, so okay, so the border needs to be thicker. I think it's 30, which means that we need to do 110. No, no, it's not that. It's too thick. Is that right? Oh, it needs to be 15? Something like that. Is that right? And then, oh, lost track of it. There we go. Okay, so I think that's right. I think that's good. Okay, so for this one, I want to do the same gradient twice in two different locations, and that's a conic gradient. So the G, we're going to do a conic gradient at, and if it's 15, so it's at 15 pixels, 15 pixels. And it starts from 90 degrees at 15 pixels by 15 pixels, transparent, 25%, out to yellow. And we can't see any of that because I don't have a background to use that on yet. So let's do a background. And the background is bar dash G. And there it is. So let's move that over and down. 20 pixels, 20 pixels. Ooh, hello, look at that. So that kind of worked. How about 25 pixels, 25 pixels? And then we want what? Repeat Y, or repeat X, or no repeat. Wah, wah. Okay, so we need the no repeat. Let's do the next one then. We'll do the next one. And then that one is probably what, at 50? That's a guess. And no trailing comma. Oh, okay, so maybe it's at 75. It sure looks like I'm narrowing in a solution, but maybe I'm not. So that's too far. What is it, 60? 65? So some of these you can... I really rely on the diff tool, but let's see if that's good. If that's 100%, I like it, even though, you know, I feel like I see little lines there, and that sucks. That's 100% match, and I'm getting out because this is a complicated one. In the past, I've also done scenarios where, and this is probably overcomplicated, you do just the linear gradient going in a single direction, and then you clip path it, so you just get the triangle section of it. And that's can be fun as well, but obviously that's more intricate. And this is pretty clean. I kind of like this. It's not great, but it's fun. All right. Well, and no repeats, and then no repeats, and then resubmit. And let's see if that's... Oh, wait, and I just ruined it. Nope, this is no longer 100%. So what did I do wrong? I have... There's the at sign. There we go. So that's the problem. So resubmit. Overly aggressive. And then another optimization is to go width of 130. Also a little better. And then I think there's a space here that I can remove, and so I'll resubmit, and then that'll be a final score. I'm not seeing another particular fix to make. Okay, that's good. I'm happy with that. Happy with that. All right, now this is just circles. Is this just a radial gradient of a certain size? If these are 400 across, if it's 400 pixels across, right, and 300 pixels down, these are 100 by 100 circles, and that's it. So the blank template, I don't need the paragraphs, I don't need the P, I don't need the margin. All I need is a radial gradient with this inside and this outside, and probably what, 50 pixels and 0. Oh, and then at 0, 0, and 50 pixels by 50 pixels, right? Or no, 100 pixels by 100 pixels. Yeah, 100 pixels by 100. And that's it. Could it be that simple? Let's see. I also don't remember this one. I remember this one taking a little time. That is 99.9%. Just not quite right, is it? So what's wrong with it? If this is, so 100 pixels would be what, 25 VW? And 20, or actually 25% wide, right? Yeah, so that's even terser. And this would be 33 33 view height. So maybe 100 pixels is fine for that one. Okay, so the edge, or is this, so is the error out or inside? It kind of makes me think it's inside. So that means it's what, 49? .9%. Let's resubmit. Still kind of seeing an edge there. I don't know. 99.9. How about 8? Slightly better. How about 7? How about 6? How about 5? Now I'm just playing with the numbers. Like, how do we get this? 99.8%. So that's worse. 49.8 pixels. And then this might be one where blur. And then what if we change that number to explicit rather than 0? So this is implying there's a little bit of a fuzz differential between these two numbers. 7. So I'm playing with these numbers, trying to get at the edges here. 8. Oh, I kind of remember this one now. All right, so I remember this one now. It was pretty frustrating. So I'm going to load one of my prior matches. This is from July of 2024. I'm loading the code. So that's a body, background, radio image, circle, 49.75, and then the color and the color. And then a background size of 25 view width, 25 view width. So if I do, so this is kind of what I was doing. I wasn't using the percentage. Is that the same score? So 49.75 and 50 pixels. And that's 100% match. And then if I go to 0 on the outer bounds, does that have the same score? It's not. So so that is the insight. So I was sort of remembering it. It's this weird differential between 49.75 pixels, so literally a quarter of a pixel difference between these two on the radius. And that's enough to make a little bit of a difference. And sometimes, so there's this idea in a pixel perfect design, right? Like I intend for each and every pixel to be this very precise thing. You know, you get a design from a designer that's a Photoshop document, right? And we tend not to do that anymore, right? We use Figma, we use different kind of Sketch, or other kinds of tools that are not pixel dependent. But designers, well, how come it looks different on this different screen? In the web, there's a certain malleability to it. In this case, we really are going for pixel, and so that's what we learn here. That's a fun one. A little bit of a cheat to go back to the solution, but I felt like I was not going to get it done, even though I've done it before. So this is one of those tricky ones. So if I now go into my solution, so that nice matches, this is the one that worked. And forgive me if you come here, this is definitely a spoiler warning, right? This is too late as a spoiler warning, but this is the solution that I came up with. Now, could you do it with independent blocks? If I do, what is it, 12 elements, right? That are 50 by 50 or 100 by 100 with a border radius of 50%. Is that the same thing? Let's find out. You're done, Joe. Why are you doing it again? I don't know. That's because it might be fun. It might be instructive. And the margin here has to be 0. And the margin here has to be 0. And the border radius has to be 50%. This inner color is this. No, it's that. And then the background on the body is this. And then display flex. And flex wrap is wrap. The question is, when I add 11 of these, is it the same thing? Let's submit and find out. That's a 99.9% match. So that's interesting too, right? Like that's kind of on the interesting side that I can't. That is the visual solution to that problem, but it is not a match. So again, we go back to our ridiculous radial gradient. Still fun. All right. Thanks for watching along for this long. Thanks for letting me cheat. Thanks for letting me try all the things. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.